Right then, hello everybody. How we all doing? Sorry about that. Hello everybody, how we doing? Are you all okay? So it says there's nobody watching, which I don't believe. So I'll do a few audio checks, get everything set up, and then I'll start saying hello to people. Just get logged in. This is a bit of a bonkers one. This is where things get like, we're on number 5 of our missing or deceased people, and this one is our second missing person and 5th on our list, and I think there's 12 in the list. First of all, how's the audio? Let me know how it is. I see that Sparkle's in the live chat. Thank you very much. She's been amazing as per usual. Right, I need to see what Gizmo's doing. Just give me a sec. Sorry about that. I need to see what was going on with the dogs. Looking rather guilty as per usual. They've been out. Hello, my darling bestie. I love you. They've been out. They've been down the canal for a little walk. Hello. How are you doing, Mr. Pebble? Let me get into here and give you a wrench. Hold on. Right. We've got 8 people watching, apparently. I'm going to find that and I'm going to stick it on here. I'm going to get the Isaac Cappy thing on. Okay, so this lady, Monica Reza, she has completely vanished. Hello, Nanny. Hello, Saskia. Hello, Mr. Pebble. Tamsin says audio is fine. Was Lee here? I think I've seen Lee. I'm cool. Hope well. I'm good, thank you. Good to see you, my friend. Right then, so this lady, Monica Reza, she completely and utterly vanished. This is this lady here. She disappeared into thin air, just like the previous one did, Anthony Chavez. But what's weird about this one is she went missing whilst in a group. How is that possible? The last one went missing, that his wife came home and he disappeared. He's not there. No trace. This lady was with people. This is what doesn't make any sense. Apparently it was a yoga club. Hello, Mr. Steve. I'm going to start yawning again because I've not eaten today and it always makes me yawn. So this is even weirder, because how can you have somebody who says that they're with people? So this lady, apparently she parked at a neighbour's house and she was meeting some sort of yoga club type thing. So let's just get this one up. We'll get onto that page in a moment that I've got there. Let's get on to this one. This is only 8 people here, but I'm pretty sure there's more than 8 people talking. So let me know if you're watching. Say hello. And I'll wait till some more people come in before I start. Hit the like, please, if you don't mind. It helps the algorithm. Mr. Steve's here, Pebble, Lee, Saskia, Nanny, Sparkle Soul, Tamsin. Anybody else? Claire Bear's here. Hello, my love. I'm going back. Nathan and Penny were here as well. Stephen Hall. Well, there's more than 8 people already. Carlos, big up, big up. How you doing, my friend? Anyway, we'll continue. All right, so this lady, now we're going to get a little bit of background on her first, because I think this is really important. She actually invented a new type of metal. Back in the 90s, it was originally. She created a new type of metal called Mondaloy that was used on rockets. Without this woman, they wouldn't have been able to have sent rockets, allegedly, into space. This woman is one of the greatest, another one of the greatest minds in US science. And guess what, folks? She also worked at this JPL Jet Propulsion Lab. She was a materials scientist. Now, we know a lot of people seem to be working at this Jet Propulsion Lab who have either turned up dead or gone missing. Think Mike Hicks, that Frank guy as well, Anthony Chavez, all linked to the same place. And now we've got a fourth one. So we've got 2 dead and 2 vanished into thin air. But this one gets weirder and weirder and weirder. So the case is open. Last contact, Sunday, the 22nd of June, 2025. Now, she was 60 years old and she was a NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory materials scientist, and she was a co-inventor of the Mondaloy rocket engine super alloy. She vanished whilst hiking near Mount Watermelon in Angeles National Forest. This is where it gets really weird. She was last seen smiling and waving to a companion who apparently, and now who is going to be known as Subject A, has also gone disappeared into thin air. So apparently she was last seen 30 feet away, about 10 meters away, waving and smiling as he looked round. This is what he says. Now, he says he looked back, she'd gone. So he was there, a few feet away, waving and smiling, you know, how you doing, look back, gone, disappeared into thin air. Oh, right. Yeah, this is according to him, and he's disappeared as well now, apparently. He's, yeah, it gets weirder and weirder. This is the lady here. Now, I think this was taken on the actual day that she disappeared. Here she is. She had a red beanie and a red shirt on. And she was an experienced hiker. This was dated the 3rd of July, 2025. So she'd only just gone missing. She was what, 4'11"? Gosh, she was tiny. Now, the search efforts were helicopters, dogs, search and rescue, mountain search and rescue. As you can see here, there was a lot of people involved. Now, she was allegedly hiking with 2 other people. Now, the group of 3 split up when one of the hikers went ahead to get the car, leaving Reza and one other hiker together. That was when Reza became separated, but they're saying they don't know why they became separated. Reza left the trail for an unknown reason near the ridgeline. They were between 7,000 and 8,000 feet up. But the person who said this, apparently he run a yoga class, and Monica was one of his students. And he's gone walkies as well. So we've got a couple of videos here, just short videos, just giving you a little bit of, not much, there's just a little bit of detail. So we're going to watch these, and we'll let some more people come in. Hopefully they will. Did any notifications go out? Let me know, guys. So this was, I think this was from a few months ago, and she'd just gone missing. Yeah, 10 months ago, she had just gone missing here. And this is what I want to look at. I don't want to look at the new stuff, because you get people that sensationalize it now. I want to see the original OG when she first went missing. So it's only a short clip.
To developing news tonight, the search is on for a 60-year-old woman missing in the Angeles National Forest. Monica Reza was last seen near Mount Waterman yesterday at about 9 a.m.
The LA County Sheriff Department's Crescenta Valley Station and Montrose Search and Rescue have been working around the clock on this one. They say Air Rescue 5 and search and rescue teams from LA, San Diego, Ventura, Riverside, and soon Orange and San Bernardino counties are all out searching.
Well, that's all there is on that, which is a little bit ridiculous. But it seems to me that was cut short. I don't know about you. What else have we got? Seems to me they've literally cut a lot of stuff quite short. We've got another video. Again, it's only a short. This is a recent one. The reason why this one is important is because now the FBI are involved. Now, the FBI got involved mostly because of this lady and General McCasland, who we're going to get onto, who's one of the new
action by the House Oversight Committee could mean answers soon. This is the hiking area deep in the Angeles National Forest where rocket scientist Monica Reza mysteriously went missing last summer. The 60-year-old experienced hiker was with two friends that Sunday on the Mount Waterman Trail. According to one friend, Reza was about 30 feet back, smiling and waving at one point, and when they turned around again, she was gone. And despite multiple extensive searches by hikers and authorities, there's been no trace of her. Reza created and patented a nickel-based alloy called Mondaloy, which has helped the U.S. eliminate reliance on foreign sources for propulsion technology. NewsNation among the first to report that Reza worked closely with Air Force General William Neal McCasland, who also mysteriously disappeared 2 months ago.
We're going to cover him. I don't want to talk about him at the moment because we're going to cover him as we go on.
Authorities believe he went on a hike behind his New Mexico.
They both disappeared on a hike, but we'll talk about that. I don't want to mix stuff up purely because I've got my own order and I've got to do it in this order. But once we've covered everybody, we will then start. We will then start pooling them together. So once we've covered everybody in the list, we'll then say, right, okay, so this person knew this person and this person knew this one, and we'll sort of get a mind map together. Oh, you're not going to let me look at it, are you? Let's see if I can look at this article. Oh, it's full of ads. So there's one here. Let me just see if I can get this up. Now, what makes this one even weirder, if that was possible, was they used this new technology. Now, this technology, what they used is to map out. They use this, what they call pixel technology. It's quite a confusing one, and I'll get it up for you in a minute. And basically, this technology can find anything. It can literally find a needle in a haystack. They could not find one scrap of red material in the entire place. Another thing that makes no sense is that she was carrying several litres of water, and she was known to be an experienced hiker familiar with the area. Now, if you're... Hello, Terry Knowles Band again. Hello again, Claire Bear. Hi, Blackjack. How you doing, my friend? That's seen your phrases. Now, she's carrying all this stuff. Nothing's been found. Some reports say that they found a red beanie. Other reports say they found nothing. It makes no sense. So 6,000 foot day use. So they were at the parking lot at 9:10 in the morning. So she felt approximately 30. Again, this is what they say. This is what the witnesses say, but we don't know. We just don't know if they're telling the truth or not. I'm not even convinced she was there that day anymore. I think they took that picture a different time, but that's just my opinion from what I've read. So when the companion looked back, she was gone. Now she was carrying all this water, several litres of water, and yet nothing's been found whatsoever. Surely if she was planning on going to do herself over, she wouldn't be carrying several litres of water, would she? Now, the search and rescue from across Southern California responded, including Mountain Rescue, Antelope Valley SAR, Malibu SAR, teams from Orange County and San Bernardino County. Now, they used thermal imaging aircraft. They scanned the terrain along with the scent dogs. Now, it says here they found the beanie. It says on the 23rd of June, the next day, a beanie believed to belong to Monica was discovered approximately 600 feet below. I think this is a red herring. A scent dog was deployed but lost the trail. I think that someone's put that there, in my opinion. Acting Captain Ryan A. Vienna of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department asked the public not to conduct independent searches. Surely that's a bit bizarre, because usually that's what they want people to do, stating the terrain was highly technical and difficult for inexperienced hikers. The initial active search phase concluded on the 29th. They only searched for her for 7 days with no trace of Monica found. Now, this is where it gets interesting. The investigation was transferred to the Los Angeles Homicide Bureau Missing Persons Unit, led by Detective Shannon Rincon and Richie Sanchez. So they sent it over to... Hello, Lanny. How you doing, Lanny Nanny? They sent it over to Homicide. Why? Why would they do that? So this is where we get to today. Obviously, there's lots in between that I'm going to talk about in a moment. So in April 2026, the FBI, the Department of Energy and the White House launched a formal investigation into 11 scientists with high-level security clearance who had died or gone missing in recent years, including Monica Reza. The House Oversight Committee issued formal notices to the FBI, NASA, and the Departments of Energy and Defense, demanding briefings by April the 27th. 2026. No confirmed connection between the cases has been established and no foul play has been confirmed. Now, surely you've got homicide involved. I think it's pretty obvious. Hello, Dr. Evil. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. So this is the page asking if you can help. I think this is the timeline of the events. So there's the beanie, okay. Yeah, that's it. I wanted to see about this technology. Now, the technology that they used is absolutely bonkers. They use this pixel technology. I'm going to try and find the link to it now and see if I can find. So what gets even weirder, if anything was possible to be weirder, but what becomes even weirder is they also, 4 days in, remember they stopped it after 7 days, which just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, 4 days after this lady went missing, there was what they call a green burial declared. Now, I didn't even understand what a green burial was. I had to have a look. Apparently, it's when you have a burial that you're not embalmed or you're not put in a coffin or anything. You're literally just dumped in the ground. 4 days after she went missing, whilst the helicopters were still searching, she was declared dead. No one knows who did this. No one knows who declared her dead. And the page quickly vanished. The account that created the page, this green burial page, called Lillian, also vanished. It gets crazier and crazier and crazier. And the general, and 8 months later, which we are going to get on to, but not today, General McCasland, who worked with her and funded her, he also went missing. But again, we're going to keep that separate. So this is a really good, what I've found here is so good. It goes into so much detail. It has so many sources and everything. So this woman co-created this new type of ally. Now, apparently, before that, the Americans relied on the Russians for their type of metal for their spacecraft. When this lady invented this Mondaloi, they no longer needed the Russians. So she had the top. Hi, Susan. She had the highest clearance. Hello, Trump said. The highest clearance possible because she knew all of this stuff. It's just totally mind-blowing. But yeah, this is really good. So we're going to get onto the technology in a moment that they used to try and find her. So she co-invented this Mondaloi. Now, this was a family of nickel-based super alloys now built into the engines. So they're in all the engines now, in all the spacecraft, replacing Russian-made rockets for American national security launches. She held the patent to it. She spent decades as a technical fellow at Aerojet Rocketdyne, the highest technical rank in the company, an associate fellow of the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics. At some point after 2023, she moved to NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Now, that was the same year when the other two went missing. No, two died and another one went missing. From the same place. Let's not forget Anthony Chavez, who worked there, vanished into thin air. We covered him last night. Now, we're not going to get onto McCasland at the moment because this is the lady here. She was 60 years old. Now, many reports have said that she was retired. She apparently was not retired. She wasn't retired. She developed it in the 90s, though. Now, American rocket designers had a problem for decades. The Soviets could build oxygen-rich stage combustion engines. The Americans couldn't. Not because we didn't understand the physics, because we couldn't find a metal that survived the environment. This is where this lady came in. She invented it in the mid-90s. Oh, George is barking outside. So it's called Mondaloi. So if you hear about that, okay, this is all the information. I'm not going to go through all this, but you can see she did a lot here. It says in 2017, Space News profiled her. The headline, "What is Mondaloi and why should you care? Here's why you should care." And then they're talking about her and what she invented. She's so important to NASA, to the military in the US, and the Russians will not be very happy with her. But why did she get moved to the Jet Propulsion Lab in 2023, the same year that Mike Hicks and Frank Wellard, is it Wellard, got killed? No one knows how they died. And then Anthony Chavez vanished, all from the same place. And she goes there the same year in 2023. Hello, Nikki. How you doing, my love? This just gets more and more bizarre every moment of every single day. Now, apparently, this is probably unrelated, but we do know they can cause cancers in people with all this stuff they can do. Now, the person who, her inventor, who invented this with her, was called Hardwick. Was it something? Hardwick retired in 2012 after a stage 4 cancer diagnosis. She continued mentoring through this emeritus program. She died on January the 5th, 2014. Now, again, cancer, most likely just one of them things, but you don't know, do you? So after Hardwick's death, Reza said, "I hope she understood that my accomplishments and successes are in large part due to her. Nobody outside the propulsion world knew her name. That was fine. She made the metal that makes the engine work." So they're the two that work together. So these are the coordinates here of where she was last seen. Untitled place mark here. This is the missing poster that you've just seen there. It's all mapped out. Another missing. Oh, this is the Find a Grave page. Let me. Right, this is the one. I've been after this. It's not going to let me do it, is it? Hang on. Here we go. Right, so this appeared, was it 4 days, right? The 29th, left by anonymous on the 29th of July. She'd been missing for 4 days. Why has that disappeared now? Oh, where's it gone? That's weird. That was the grave page then. Where's that gone? That's what I've been after. I've been trying to find it. It's just disappeared. So basically, this Find a Grave turned up and they said that she was dead. Now, the only thing they found is a lip balm. Let's get this up now. I think it'll be here now. Just bear with me. There we go. Right, let's try again, shall we? So you've got left by anonymous here, flowers 2. I can't read that, but it's the 29th of July. That was July 2025. And then Lillian on the 11th of July 2025. Now, this was set up. This has all been deleted now. But luckily, people got a screenshot of this. So it was Lillian that set this up. And it says here, birth 30th of December 1964, death the 22nd of June 2025, age 60, burial, green burial, memorial ID. So when you click on that, it says this has been deleted. Why would somebody set up this page if she wasn't dead? It doesn't make any sense. Do you want to know what I think? They bumped her off. It's Brum Vixen. Hello, love. I believe they bumped her off. Hi, Susabelle. And they put this out too early. The helicopters were still in the air when they put this out. Yeah, helicopters were still in the air. Now, that doesn't make any sense. Why would they put that out? What are you guys thinking at the moment before we get even more into this? What are you guys thinking? Because this is what? How many now? 5. We're 5 in. Scientists, rocket scientists, vanished into thin air. Now, a neighbour posted on Facebook, this was the day after, what we know is that she went hiking with her yoga group and her car was parked at one of their houses. Read that again. Her car was at someone else's house. Bless you. Bless you. She was dependent on the group for transport. One of the 3 designated Subject C in civilian investigations stayed at the bottom of the steep section. Reza and the lead hiker, who they're calling Subject A, continued to the summit of Mount Waterman and began. Can you bring the dogs in now? Because he's outside barking, isn't he? So I just want to come off here a minute and show you something on the Reddit, which is really interesting. So she owned the patent, yeah. This is all in the space of a couple of years. Like, what? Can you hear George barking? Yeah, the reason why I've gone live today, guys, is because I didn't go out. So I won't be live tomorrow night, though. I might do a video, but I won't be live tomorrow. I'm tomorrow off. Okay. Now, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. They ran, and this is on the Reddit's really good. They ran an algorithmic pixel matching program through the aerial photography calibrated specifically to the red of her hiking shirt. So they used the exact red of her hiking shirt. It flagged hits. Ground teams hiked to each one balloons every time. Now, the people in this thread, there's a lot of people who actually went out looking for her. It's really interesting. Really interesting. So many of you know the case from last summer. The investigation draws on the timeline discussions and first-hand accounts. It covers the directional contradictions. Listen to this: the scent dog dead end, the beanie anomaly. Did they find a beanie or did they not? Some say they found a beanie. Some say they didn't find a beanie. The find a grave memorial that appeared 4 days in listing a green burial before the search was suspended. It also covers who Monica actually was professionally and why every institution connected to her has maintained total silence. And this case is still open. You okay, Dr. Evil? I'm going to look for Saskia. Okay. Have you still got your chickens, mate? Whew. Right, so this guy says he participated in, this was 2 months ago, as a volunteer mainly in the search. There are aspects of the reporting party's narratives that do not make sense. Additionally, this area is very well marked and signed. Now, they're saying this was this huge, horrendous terrain that nobody, making out that you would die on it. But it wasn't. It was all a trail. She knew it really well, and it was all marked. It says, I've personally been on every spur trail up and down almost every canyon nearby. As an experienced hiker, she would have known that the road was reachable in 2 of the 4 cardinal directions. It doesn't seem plausible that she could have gone too far in the other 2 directions without realising she'd made a serious mistake. So I'm just having a quick glance through this. I was having a look at this earlier. It was really interesting. So having a quick scan. I've not read the whole thing because there's so much on here on this subreddit. Yeah, her colleague was the general who vanished 6 months later. If this was just one person that went missing, you could think that she'd had, an accident. You could have had an accident. Hang on, me back. But when you've got all of these people going missing, it doesn't seem that this all is a coincidence. How many coincidences can you have? It doesn't make any sense. So I'm just going through mountain lions they're talking about here. I'm just going for a quick glance through. So this program was really weird. They used this program and it didn't pick anything up apart from these balloons. So basically, if she had been there, had she ever even been there? I'm starting to doubt that Monica, hi Peter, had ever been on that mountain that day. They found all of this stuff, look. They found balloons and stuff. There wasn't one piece of evidence that she's ever been there. After searching and knowing the area, says this person here, Mr. Shatner to you, I think it was foul play. The getting lost in that area and not being found based on search area has a very small probability. Again, these people that know the area very, very well agree. All the media coverage never mentioned that she was a Jet Propulsion Laboratory employee, let alone mention that she created and held the patent to. This is insane reporting. I'm only surprised. I'm still surprised. So this has only recently come out who she was, that she invented all this stuff. Now, this guy, this subject A, who apparently is known as Yogi, now he's the person who apparently was the last person to ever see her alive, and he was her yoga instructor. Now, apparently he's disappeared. He's gone really, really quiet, and it's just not to be seen anywhere. I'm going to watch a little bit of this. Now, this guy, he did this. What we're going to watch now, he did this at the time. She hadn't just gone missing. This was before people knew. Hi, Ray Clay. This was before people knew all the details of who she was and what she'd made and everything else.
Mysteries and adventures.
Right. So let's have a quick look at this. Obviously, I'm using it under fair use. I'm not going to watch his whole video, and I'm going to be pausing and linking his content. Here we go.
She is a white female, roughly 4 feet 11 inches tall, weighing about 100 pounds, with gray hair and brown eyes. This is a map of the area where she was last seen on Sunday, the 22nd of June, around 9 a.m. She was last seen near Mount Waterman. She was hiking with 2 other friends. Apparently, one of her friends hiked down to the car. Monica and her other friend continued on the trail.
Like I say, we know now there weren't so much friends. It was yoga class. And they're calling this subject A, Yogi, who is the head of the class. They're calling him Yogi. He's disappeared.
At some point during this time, the 2 became separated from one another. According to her friends, Monica is very familiar with the area. They would go out weekly into this very area. She's in very good shape.
I just want to add as well, they did this, like I said, they did this when she'd just gone missing. This is a hiking channel or a missing hikers channel. This is not a recent video where people are now talking about what she did and all that stuff. He's just talking about missing people in the area, which is why I find this really interesting. My ex-husband's friend has a green burial. They buried his body in a cardboard box in the woods. Beautiful spot. Yogi gone too, leaving boo-boo alone. Yeah, but they announced a green burial without a body. It's really weird though, Blackjack. And I don't know if you've been following this, mate, but there's been 12 now of with missing or dead in suspicious circumstances. Scientists, rocket scientists, some of them are really highly connected. But once I've covered each individual, we will then create a big map and we'll look at where they were in the country and who worked with whom, who worked on the similar projects, what projects they worked on, and was there any crossover? But I just want to cover each individual. I just don't want to give you the names. I could just sit here and I could do one whole show and I could just reel off the 12 names of the missing or deceased people. But I want to know who they were, what happened to them. This is why I'm doing it like this. It's painstaking, it's longer, but it's thorough. So I'm going to listen to a little bit more of Brian.
They described her as being an experienced hiker. Where they were hiking, the terrain is pretty difficult. The elevation on the trail is roughly 7,000 to 8,000 feet. Some point while hiking near the ridgeline, Monica left the trail for unknown reasons. It's possible she left the trail because she had to use the restroom, then got turned around somehow. It's not known, but as you can see from these pictures, the
Americans are so polite. I love it. You say the bathroom. You're going to the loo. Let's just admit it. You're not going to powder your nose. You're going for a wee or a number 2. And then you're in the middle of the woods in the forest. And the Americans will say, she's gone to use the restroom. She's gone for a wee. She's gone to squat and splash. Let's just say it like it is. Anyway, let's continue.
Trail is very rugged. The whole area is very thick with brush. During the initial phases of the search, the Montrose search and rescue teams were searching the trails there and local. They were looking for any signs of distress. They thought maybe she would just be on the trail somewhere. Maybe she possibly twisted her ankle and was just in need of help. They didn't find anything, any signs of her being there, any footprints, any food wrappers, nothing. At this point, the search and rescue efforts ventured off trail into the very rugged terrain. I'm going to have various pictures of not only some of the search and rescue teams out looking for her, but as you can see, the various pictures of how difficult the terrain is. Captain Ryan Vienna of the Crescenta Valley Station made this statement, quote, "An extraordinary search and rescue has been initiated, not only involving our Los Angeles County search and rescue teams, but numerous resources from state, local, and federal assets. They've been using forensic technology, photography, airships, canines, all the kind of specialized tools that they have available." Here are some pictures from the Sierra Madre search and rescue efforts that they posted on their Instagram. You can see the terrain.
Really interesting, this guy. I'm really grateful for him doing this video, because so you can hear my washing machine probably. If you can hear a noise, that's what that is. Because he's put all the clips together and he's not sensationalizing it, because this was when she'd just gone missing. But these are all pictures from that exact, from the search, as you can see. And she just vanished. And when I get to the end of this show, I'm going to say something that Al came out with today, which was quite interesting. But, we will need to have a call-in show on this after. Once we've got everything out, we'll open up the stream and we'll let people come up and give their thoughts. Because you've got anything from abducted by aliens to killed by men in black. So there's all sorts of stuff. It's just absolutely bonkers. We do make a great team, don't we?
Is just unbelievable.
Thanks for being here, by the way, guys. I appreciate you. You've probably got fatigue of this now. So we're not going to be on tomorrow night. I'll probably be live on Sunday, but I'll probably do a different topic. I might do it on a different channel. I don't know yet. And then we'll continue this next week because, it's a lot of work. Sparkle will tell you how much work's involved. You can imagine, can't you? There's so much research to do.
How steep they need to use rope teams, traverse waterfalls and valleys and crevasses. It's just unbelievable how dense and thick this area is. It doesn't only pose challenges with the forest, the rocks, and the trees. There's also other elements such as poodle dog bush. This is a picture of poodle dog bush. If you don't know what that is, it's a very nasty shrub that grows in the mountainous areas, usually out of where burnt areas and past wildfires are. As it comes up out of the ground, it is just absolutely awful. It gets in your skin and creates a severe irritation. And unlike poison ivy and poison oak, you can't really wash it off.
She would have known about this, though. She was an experienced hiker in this area. I don't even know what the music is these days, Lee. I don't listen to any of it. I just want to say big up to our members as well. And I haven't forgot about my Epstein stream that I did promise you I was going to do, where you could all come up and have a chat. Obviously, I didn't stream for a while. And do you know what? I'm still not sure. I'll do quite a few streams and then I'm going to go back to like 1 or 2 a week, because it is a lot of work. And also, I am still waiting for my wisdom tooth to come out. And it is really starting to flare up again. And when it flares up, I can't really talk. So I'm really fed up with it. 18 months I've got to wait to have an emergency surgery done. The NHS is just pointless now. It's just pointless. Anyway, let's continue. Yeah, don't forage that plant, says Terry Knowles Band again. Good idea, mate. Good idea.
Because it's these micro dot like little thorns that stick into you. So it's something that you really want to avoid. And in this particular search and rescue efforts, they had to actually get some of their team members out by helicopter because the poodle dog bush was just too thick. The Montrose search and rescue team said that they are using long ropes to rappel around waterfalls. They do have air support, but because of the dense vegetation and terrain, it is still very difficult to see anyone on the ground. The team said that while searches like...
No, drop me a message on Facebook. You're on Messenger, aren't you, love? Send me a message, darling. Send me a link if you've got one, please, hon.
This are very difficult. They have performed
Brian
searches
as well. We got Brian, the hiking person, who's done this. When did he do it? Yeah, so he's done it. It was only a few days or a few weeks after she went missing. And he's what I like about this video. He's not talking about what she did or any sensationalism. He's not talking about any theories. He's just talking about facts. That's it. He's just saying, like, this is the trail. This is what they did. This is the obstacles that are in her way, like i.e. these plants. And he's just giving us the facts. That's all. This is why I like this video a lot.
This particular area and had success. Hopefully that'll be the case in this situation too. The weather has also been pretty good for the last week, which of course not only helps with their ground operations, but their air operations as well. They are continuing to go out and look for Monica. Unfortunately, they still have no...
come out because it's impacted, Carlos. I've been suffering with this for years and years and years. Trust me. They look perfectly fine on the top. They don't look... I haven't got any like decay or anything. I've never had a filling in my life. I've got lovely teeth, but there's obviously something going on underneath it because I've had a scan and it shows it's all fuzzy on the scan, so there must be something underneath it. But it's impacted. It's only half come through, and it's been going on for years. And I'm fed up of it. And it's got to the point now my face is all swollen and hot, and I'm constantly getting ill. I'm on and off antibiotics, and I can't live like this anymore. So it's got to come out.
New clues as of today. Hopefully by the time this video posts, they'll have found her. She'll be home safe. Here are some more pictures of the area and trails that they are searching and the area that she went missing, just so you can get an idea of what they're up against and what this terrain is like. And here's a list of some of the many search and rescue teams that are involved in this search and rescue. And I think that's just amazing, the camaraderie that comes out during these searches. There's, of course...
That's in my toothpaste, Terry Knowles Band again. But you know, you go further into it and it's not as brilliant as what you think. The best stuff is that hydroperoxide stuff, not fluoride.
Other teams from Orange County and San Bernardino County have come out to join the search. I know the Fowler O'Sullivan Nonprofit Foundation is working on the case as well. Here's a picture of the Los Angeles County Search and Rescue as they were getting ready to go out and do a flyover. Unfortunately, the official search has come to an end, but other teams and many of these teams are still working the case. They want to bring Monica home. I hope and pray that she has found shelter.
They did a week. Do you know if that's a bit strange? Like in the UK, they do a good few weeks when a woman disappears. And this area is just a different ball game to the UK. So let's just say this is like 100 times bigger area than they're looking in the UK. If someone goes missing and then some, why would they be done in a week? It doesn't make any sense. You just wouldn't. And there's still no explanation as to who Lillian is and why she said that this lady had a green burial. I personally believe they've bumped her off. The yogi person, subject A, there's something going on with him because he's disappeared. He wasn't a friend. He was a yoga instructor. Why were they parked in a neighbour's driveway as well? What's that about? Why would you park in a neighbour's driveway? And it was his car. Why would she go with him in his car and park on a neighbour's driveway? So she's got no way of getting home herself. Something's happened, I believe, with this guy. But I don't know what. But I would like to know, did she have any children? We haven't got that far. Sparkle Soul, can you have a look, please, and find out, if you can, quickly, what I forgot to ask you earlier. Did she have any children? Who's going to get everything that who's going to get all of her money? Because she must have made a lot of money. And who gets the patent now? Does it get passed down to somebody? Something's definitely off, isn't it, Ray Clay? Good to see you, by the way.
Shelter somewhere. It's very possible. The weather has been very nice. There's still a lot of really good water sources in the area. The authorities are asking that if anyone has seen Monica or has any information regarding her whereabouts, to please contact the Crescenta Valley Sheriff's Station at 818-248-3464 or Detective Rencon at 323-890-5500. You can also leave tips anonymously by contacting Crime Stoppers. I'll, of course, have all that information as well. You can call or go to their website. Because of how difficult the search and rescue terrain is, I know most of the search and rescue teams said they aren't currently looking for volunteers, but some of the other agencies, maybe you can contact them. I'll have all the information in the description. I also wanted to mention that these search teams said that in these harsh conditions in the past, they've been able to locate several people that have been missing for just as long as.
What about family, parents? Do you reckon there's a chance, hi Candice, do you reckon, I know this sounds bonkers, but do you reckon there's a chance that like literally like aliens have abducted these people? There's a lot. We're talking in the Los Angeles, Nevada, all that area. Area 51's not that far away. It's all of that area. This one was last June the 22nd, 2025. This one, Terry Knowles Band again. I've literally gone in chronological order. We're going in date order, but there are some that are linked that knew each other. But I'm doing it in this order, and it's how I'm doing it, because every single video I've watched on this, they're darting around between them and they're saying, no pen, no. What? When was what? Oh, I don't know what you're on about, mate. I give up. So I don't like reading the chat because I get distracted, and now I don't know what you're on about. No pen, no what? Exactly. Where's the phone? Where's the phone? Blackjack, have you been watching these? Because the first one, Amy Eskridge, we did 3 shows on her. She came out, she allegedly got shot in the head, or they're saying she shot herself in 2022. No police report, nothing. She said the men in black were coming for her, and she was a really intelligent scientist, NASA scientist. Her dad was trained by the original paperclip scientists. Then we've had 2 more deaths, all related to this jet propulsion lab. Then we've had another one vanish into thin air. And then this, I find it very interesting. No aliens, never abducted her pen. Oh, look, I'm not saying they did. I'm saying we should have everything out on the table. No mention of siblings, no mention of parents. That's been kept. Why would that be kept private, though? It doesn't make any sense. This is so weird. This is so bizarre. Yeah, how you doing, Candice, my love? I don't know if you've been following this series, but it's mind-blowing, isn't it? But I like the way this guy hasn't looked into anything else. He's just looking at the facts. Of
Monica has been. Let's all hope and pray for Monica, her family, her friends. My thoughts and prayers go out to her, all of her loved ones, all the search and rescue teams, all the volunteers, all the nonprofit agencies, everybody who's working this case. Please share this video or Monica's story with as many people as you can, especially if you're out that area or if you plan on hiking or going camping in that area. You never know, the smallest detail, the smallest thing someone sees can make all the difference in the world. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your support, your comments, your feedback. I really appreciate it.
Oh, big up, Bri. I've shared your video, mate, and thanks for covering that without any sort of sensationalism. Right, so I just want to... Sorry, I'm just reading something a sec. Hold on. Right, I just want to read this to you on this page that I've got open still. Hi, Gina. How you doing, my love? I think it goes much higher than the CIA. I'm just going to read this to you, okay? Let's just take this in now, right? One of the 3, so we've got Monica and these 2, Subject A and Subject C, these yoga group people that no one knows who they are. I think that that Subject A was this Lillian person. I really do. Now, apparently, one of the 3 designated Subject C in civilian investigation. That's what they've called them. He stayed at the bottom of the steep section. Now, Reza and the lead hiker, who is Subject A, continued to the summit. So they went off on their own. Now, independent investigators on this hiking forum here reconstructed the timeline using metadata from photos that the group took on the trail. How clever is that? So they've actually taken the metadata, so we know that when these pictures were taken. Now, the pair covered a mile from the summit to their last photograph positions. All these photographs we've seen were taken that day, allegedly, in 17 minutes, right? Which is a jog. Then 0.3 miles more in 5 minutes to the spot where everything stopped. At a northerly right turn on the ridge, subject A, who is this yoga guy, instructor, claims that he communicated the turn to Reza. He says that she was 30 foot behind him. He initially reported 30 yards, then corrected to 30 feet. Photographic evidence from moments earlier showed 60 feet of separation. The distance kept changing. Reza acknowledged the signal with a wave. Now, subject A made the turn. He descended approximately 150 feet before realising she was not behind him. He returned to the ridge line in 8 to 10 minutes and she was gone. He called her name. Subject C, the third guy, over 1,600 feet away and 500 feet below the ridge on the noisier side, could hear his shouts. How is that possible? So apparently he heard the shouts. By subject A's own account, and had been 30 feet behind him in less than 10 minutes earlier. Nobody heard from her again. And it says the search for nothing. They found nothing. There'd be something, wouldn't there? So we've got thermal imaging sweeps. All this. They ran an algorithmic pixel matching program I was talking about earlier through the aerial photography, calibrated specifically to the red of a hiking shirt, high tech. So this is all the red it was picking up, and it was just balloons. Somebody would have found her by now. They deployed what Vienna described as forensic technology, photography, airships, drones, canines, and other specialised tools with nearly no available resource untapped. One piece of physical evidence was recovered. Now, this is the beanie that some people say that didn't appear. The morning of the 23rd, the next morning, approximately 24 hours after its appearance, a beanie belonging to Monica was found in a steep ravine south of the ridge, descending toward Devil's Canyon. Scent dogs tracked Reza's trail from the upper ridge downwards and successfully followed it to the beanie. Then they lost the scent entirely. No exit trail, no trail in any direction. Reza's scent simply stopped at the beanie and went nowhere. We all know what that means, don't we? Someone's lobbed the beanie there. Nobody moved after that because it would have picked up her scent. In October last year, an independent investigator who visited the site and spoke directly with subject A, we got the link to that. Is this a video? What's this? Hang on a sec. It's a forum, so I'll read it on here. He spoke directly to this yogi person. He wrote, without significant wind to me, this meant the beanie got transported there by some walking animal, not a flying bird, or someone other than Monica. I think we all know that. Someone's put that there. It's steep, but not steep enough to be fatal if someone fell. The day she went missing, someone reported hearing a woman screaming in the area. The original witness was never publicly identified. The time and exact location was never disclosed. So somebody heard screaming, but let's just forget about that because that doesn't fit in with the narrative. A lip balm was later found far from the last known position and the beanie. Subject A insisted it looked new and was hers. The only photo provided showed it looking weathered, so he lied. 4 investigators noted it was a common brand that could have belonged to any of the hundreds of searchers. 29th of June, 1 week in, the Vienna, who is a detective, announced the conclusion of the initial phase. It was transferred to homicide. So they must believe she's been murdered. Homicide is the murder team. Detectives are on it. It does unsolved mystery. As of March, Monica Jacinto Reza has not been found. So there you go, folks. Now, this is this yogi. Subject A is not publicly identified. This is the one who last seen her. What follows is sourced from this social thing. He's described repeatedly as yogi who operates a wellness business that includes taking clients on outdoor excursions. Reza was not merely a hiking friend, like they're making out they were friends. She was a client. His post-disappearance behaviour due sustained scrutiny. One Reddit user documented that this yogi is still out there searching for her in the heat and rough terrain. He was very adamant about searching every bush and rock. The same thread included a counter analysis. It is probable that he is building an alibi to protect himself and his wellness business. However, let's say that I was Yogi and I'd killed one of my clients. Why would I create a fake scenario where I lose someone on my own hiking event in a well-travelled area? None of it makes any sense. So this is a really interesting read. I'll drop this link into this because I think you guys might find this interesting. No, apparently not, Susabel. Sparkles just checked. No children. No children. Where are we now? No children, no parents, no siblings that we know of. Nothing. Just nothing. Just vanished into thin air. So it says here, 2 months in, this was 2 months after, subject A was reportedly still searching. This is that guy. Very adamant about searching. Forum investigators suspect that he was operating a YouTube account that aggressively responded to anyone suggesting foul play. Oh, I wonder what the YouTube account is. The man who lost her embedded himself in the effort to find her. We are not accusing subject A of anything. We are documenting a pattern. Oh, interesting. The group was split before the disappearance. Subject C left at the bottom. Why? One witness removed. Monica carpooled. No independent transport out, so they got rid of C. The pace on the ridge was 3.5 miles per hour, a jog. On descending terrain, a 6-year-old woman who was 4'11" and 101 pounds. That's how you create separation conditions. Then the distance shrinks in the retelling. 30 yards becomes 30 feet, but the photos show 60. So there's lots of things here that don't make sense. This is so deep, though. Here is what makes the JPL details sting. Yeah, they moved her there. They moved her to the Jet Propulsion Laboratory the year that the other two died that were there. So for the defence contractor that builds the engines to the NASA lab that sits in the Crescenta Valley. So she why would they do this? Now, this talk here, look, 4.7 billion. This company acquired this Aerojet Rocketdyne. Follow the money, and that happened in July 2023. They got rid of her from the company where she invented this and moved her to NASA. Hello, Sam. How you doing? She moved from the defence contractor that builds the engines to the NASA lab that sits in the Crescenta Valley. No press release, no public announcement. It says here, under her family name rather than the professional name attached to her patents and publications. So they never even used her actual name that's with all her patents that she owns. This is so weird. And what family name? What family? JPL is a federally funded research and development centre, as we know, managed by Caltech for NASA. It builds planetary spacecraft, as we know. We've already had the guy that built the things dead, no known cause of death, and the guy that used the things dead, no known cause of death. Just makes no sense. And yet not one of them have come out and said a word about this. She was one of theirs, and the entire aerospace industry pretends that it didn't happen. And then this talks about the Find a Grave thing. And you go to Memorial ID here, and it opens up a page you can't see, but it says the memorial has been removed. That's what it says when I click on that. Now, the memorial was created by a contributor called Lillian, whose profile is no longer publicly accessible. 2 photos were added, one matching the image from the missing person flyer. It was added while helicopters were still in the air looking for her. Look at what green burial means. No embalming, biodegradable container, straight into the earth. You need a body for that. No public records indicate her remains were recovered. No obituary has been published. No death certificate is accessible through public database. No funeral announcement has been issued. A Homicide Bureau Missing Persons Unit has not announced a resolution. Someone declared Monica Reza dead and buried 4 days into the search, while SAR teams from half of the state of California were still combing the mountainside. So we are going to get on to, not today, but we will be getting on to General McCasland in the future, because he worked with her and he's disappeared as well. But in the meantime, we have, just talk about what we're going to be doing next. Hit the like, please, guys. It does help. And anyone joins the membership, I'm really, really grateful. Right. So this list that we're doing, that me and Sparkle are working down. Let me just see. We've got one. That was number 5. So missing, we don't know where she is. And she had the highest level of aerospace clearance. What do we think's going on here? Do you know what Al said to me today, which I thought was interesting? He said, what if they're working on something and they need all of the top scientists from the country, the US, and they need all of them to be somewhere to do something. So we know there's going to be a disclosure coming. Now, I'm told 2027 we're going to get full disclosure. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know how true it is, but watch this space. They already know what's there. There's what's not there and what's there. Now, are they trying to do something? Because Al said to me that when the Manhattan Project, when they were doing the Manhattan Project, which we should cover as well, by the way, they were taking scientists, and they had to tell their families they were just disappearing, and no one knew where they were going. Is it a case of some entity beyond the government or whatever, or non-human entities or whatever, I don't know, or Men in Black or whoever, are going to these people, these really intelligent minds, saying, we need you to do this, whatever this project could be. And the ones that say, yep, they technically vanish, in inverted commas. The ones that say no, it's curtains. Just a thought. And Al was right, because when Al said it to me, I was like, that would make sense. But he says, what about the ones that are dead? I says, well, that could be why they're dead, because they said no. Don't know. What do you guys think? Antarctica, yeah. This is why we need a call-in show. So me and me and Sparkle Soul are going to continue, because the next one we're going to be talking about, we'll probably do 2 in the next show, went missing 4 days later. 4 days later. Vanished. They have a choice. Did they have a choice? I don't know. Look, this is just me speculating. Yeah? This is me speculating. Now, if you're told we're going to kill your family and we're going to kill you unless you do as you're told, they could say, right, okay, we'll go with you, but your family will never know where you go. Or B, I'm not going to go with you. You'll have to kill me, and then, you're dead. I don't know. I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm saying this. I'm looking at what could have happened. Yeah, we will continue. So I think what we'll do next time. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, I couldn't have done it without her because I couldn't have done it on my own. She's been amazing. Hang on. So we've got one. We'll do June and August last year. Another 2 went missing. So we'll cover them. And then we've got another 1, 2, 3 killed or dead, deceased. And then we'll get on to the general, who is a big, massive one. Yeah. This is madness. Absolute madness. But the last 3 we've just done, other than Anthony Chavez, all worked at the same place. They all worked at the same bloody place. They are being bumped off or recruited. The Apophis comet is going to hit in 2029, maybe. Yeah, maybe. There's that thing, isn't there? We were talking about this the other day, that Atlas thing. Hasn't that gone now, though? Didn't they say that had got the closest ever? Glad I'm not clever enough to be a NASA scientist. Glad me neither. That's hilarious. I'm going to go now. So yeah, we'll be live again on Sunday. I don't know. We might do some more on this, or we might do something else, and then I might continue this next week. What do you reckon, guys? Would you like me to carry on? I'm going to have tomorrow off, but Sunday, would you rather I did something else, different topic on different channel? Really, Terry Knowles Band again? Or do you want me to just keep going? The thing is with me, it's a new comet. Interesting. Thanks, Carlos. The thing is with me, once I get my teeth into something, I have to keep going, because once I stop, I get distracted. So I just, I like to keep going with it. I think we'll keep going. I think we'll continue this on Sunday. And I think we will. Yeah, we'll do that. If Sparkle's free. You are so welcome, darling. You are so welcome. Yeah, we'll carry on Sunday, guys. I need a night off, and Sparkle does as well. Sunday, hopefully a little bit earlier. I think we've got the momentum now, because we could probably get this done in another 2 or 3 shows. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Curious News is very silly and very funny, yeah. But also, I'm on a roll. And the thing is, the longer you leave it between them, the less likely people are to remember. Ah, thanks, babe. Appreciate that. Right, good night, everybody. Hit the like if you enjoy it. 3 Eyes gone now. Yeah, interesting stuff. So have they recruited them or bumped them off because they wouldn't go? You don't know, do you? We just don't know. But it's getting the cogs going. It's getting the cobwebs out. It's thinking and going down rabbit holes, which is what we like. Right, guys, you take care. And I'll see you on Sunday. And I probably will continue with this, but I might change my mind. We'll see. Have a lovely rest. Well, no, it's the weekend now, isn't it? It's a lovely weekend, guys. Whatever you're up to. The weather's been glorious again today over here. Absolutely scorching, 24 degrees. Not a cloud in the sky, and the swallows or the swifts or whatever they were are back. They're here, they're nesting, and we've seen them down the canal tonight, and it was so awesome watching them catching all the insects. And amazing balls. No garden streams for another month, by the way, because I've got scaffolding up and there's dust everywhere. My garden's a no-go zone. But I might do some streaming from down there. My voice is going, excuse me, from down the canal. Look at the moon tonight. Is it a full moon? It's not a full moon, is it? I'm sure George will drag me out shortly for another walk. Right, guys, take care. God bless. Bye. Big up Sparkle as well. Thank you, love. And thank you, everybody. Night-night. Big up the members. And big up the replay crew.